Oh, at the age of 19, I was a suspect of 13 homicides. They tried me for 3 homicides. I beat 2 and I got convicted for 1. And they gave me 18 years to life and I did 22 years. The ladies that I met, Miss Kathleen Metzler, and she brought the education out of me. A white lady who I love as my mother. She brought the education out of me. Amy, I was speaking to Amy. Amy said she's not gonna lie. She said just because it's her mother, she's still gonna be honest. She said your brownies, she's never tasted brownies good as yours.
Really?
That's what Amy said. Yeah, she said because her mother make them from a box and you make them from scratch. She said she's never tasted brownies better than yours.
Well, it's my mama's recipe, so.
Well, I forgot how they taste. I ain't have them in so long.
Right. Well, I'm gonna make you another batch and send you my book.
I could taste them already.
Yeah. Okay.
Can we go across?
Turn the camera off.
Oh, we can't
sorry.
go.
No, turn that camera off, go in the parking lot, and you cannot go across.
Can't go across. All right. See him get out of his car.
So as far as I know, the West facility, it's a facility at Rikers Island, and it's a facility in which there are currently several violations going on from the Board of Corrections minimum standards. It's a facility where Rikers is housing people who are in administrative segregation, which is just solitary confinement. Where they are also housing people in protective custody, which is solitary confinement for the person's own protection, where they are afraid for their harm, or where they are afraid for their safety, or the staff is afraid that they're going to be harmed. But it's no different than solitary confinement. It's the same 23 hours a day in a cell, same restrictions, everything else. And there's also a few people in the West facility with what Rikers calls, or what is deemed as serious mental illnesses. And this, housing all of these folks in there with all of these different needs, has somehow resulted in the Board of Corrections making 5 different determinations that the Department of Corrections was violating prisoners' rights. And they were violating prisoners' rights by not following due process in security classifications. So due process is supposed to be followed, meaning notice in a hearing, when you put somebody in administrative seg or enhanced supervision housing units. You're supposed to give them notice, you're supposed to give them opportunity for a hearing, and then you're supposed to give them opportunity to appeal the finding. That hasn't happened with putting everybody in West facility. Also, the people in West facility don't have access to congregate religious services. You're supposed to have access to it. It's part of your freedom to exercise religion how you please. And when the Department of Corrections decides to take away your right to freedom of religion, they're supposed to say whether it's because, you know, you present a clear and present danger to the facility. and again, supposed to give you written reason as to why you present clear and present danger, and a way to contest that. There's also no law library in the West facility, which is another violation of the BOC's minimum standards. Let me see what else I have. People in the West facility are also locked in their cell for 23 hours a day, while, according to the BOC's minimum standards, you're only supposed to be locked in your cell for 10 hours a day. So this is another violation. And they are also, inmates with serious mental illnesses are in the West facility right now, and inmates with serious mental illnesses are not supposed to be housed wholesale with everybody else. They have separate needs, and they can't be left alone or restrained without several steps of psychiatric evaluation to make sure it's not going to make them mentally deteriorate. And simply by housing inmates with serious mental illnesses in the West facility, the Department of Corrections is violating this.
So